What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video. Now, this one's not going to be about DSP. It's going to be about his long-lost low-cal twin, the Quartering. And I was thinking this weekend, I said, you know what? I should come up with a clever name for this segment. I'm going to call it the Quartering Chronicles. That's right. Our boy Jeremy over here. And I'm going to apologize right now. I may call him Phil every so often because, of course, I'm a DSP detractor. And him and Jer are doing very similar things, you know, some shenanigans and so on. So I'm gonna come out and apologize. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna apologize. So this specific segment on the Quartering or the Quartering Chronicles, we're gonna touch on two quick little topics that happened over the weekend. One, apparently the Quartering is now threatening people. Anyone that's apparently makes a joke about potentially maybe going to visit him or talk about his home or talk about his life or whatever. He is now literally making threats. Now, this came because he wanted to address apparently Doompill. He had posted a clip where Ethan Ralph was joking. He was cracking a joke about Castle Doctrine and the Quartering. So let's watch it. Again, it's a small little segment. It wasn't that serious. I think Ethan Ralph was just joking. You know, give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought he was just joking here. Let's hear this clip and then let's watch and read the Quartering's response. That's going to be the first segment.
I think Castle Doctrine allows me to say that Jeremy's house is now mine. And Scarlett's.
Okay, that's a pretty timid comment, all right? Yeah, to me, again, I think he's just joking, right? So then the Quartering, of course, responds and says, please do not show up at my home. I promise you, whatever clip you may get will not be worth it. Have a nice day. So what do you mean there by, what are you talking about, Jer? We know Jer is a gun owner because he's talked about this before. Are you clearly making threats here? To me, this seems like a very veiled threat. It does. And he's talking to Ethan Ralph specifically here. Now, again, first of all, Jer, why are you responding to this? This is a tweet by someone you don't even know, right? Of course, he's trying to get you annoyed. He's probably trying to, you know, clown on Ethan Ralph here. You know, because if you read the title, it says, homeless Rumble streamer Ethan Ralph currently squatting in a... thinks Castle Doc allows him to claim Jeremy's house. Now, anyone that has any common sense know that, you know, Castle Doctrine doesn't mean that. It means that you have a right to defend your house if you feel endangered or whatever. That's kind of what Castle Doctrine means. But regardless, again, Jer, why are you responding to this and why are you making threats? And his Twitter timeline is just insane. He still hasn't learned like, just shut up. You know what I mean? He keeps digging his grave. You know, he keeps digging and digging and refuses to just stop digging, okay? And he can't help himself. He literally can't help himself. Good God, man. Well, that's the first little segment that I want to highlight here. Apparently now Jer's to the point now where he's threatening people. Oh, this is funny. Jarbull with the post. He says the battle for Jer's driver will be legendary, and of course they have him look. You know, they have him superimposed on Boogie 2988's body with a Melanie Mac T-shirt. Big ups. That was kind of funny. All right, now the second piece here I want to quickly cover is apparently the Quartering now is striking more channels, more channels that aren't even really addressing the Kino Casino issue. You know, it's not even talking about Kino Casino. It's someone by the name of Luther Morgan, who I actually had a nice little chat with him because I had some information regarding his video that I wanted to share because I think I mentioned this before, but I used to watch and listen to the Quartering a while back ago. And it was in reference to his coffee and where he actually makes his coffee. So Luther was a nice guy. He seemed like a really cool dude. And I wanted to quickly highlight here that he made a video where he talked about the inconsistencies when it comes to Jeremy's coffee brand coffee, where it's being manufactured and so on. Because if you don't know, there's been accusations that he doesn't manufacture any of his coffee beans. Essentially, it's like drop shipment. He buys it from a drop shipper, and then they repackage it, or he has a company that repackages just generic beans, and they just slap his label on it, and that's it. So he did some nice investigatory research on Jeremy, and he highlighted some really good points. He actually checked specific websites to confirm, that there is no, because Jeremy claims that his manufacturing plant is based out of Utah. Now, this person went in, did the legwork, and was able to confirm that there is no coffee brand coffee. There are only a couple coffee manufacturers in Utah, and none of them belong to Jeremy. He was able to confirm that information. Also, it was a really good video until, of course, it got taken down by the quartering. That's right. Apparently, it got flagged for privacy concerns. So essentially, someone believed that there were some privacy issues there, where when the guy was doing the research, he was pulling information from public information about Jeremy, his business, and so on. And I guess Jeremy didn't like that, so he flagged the video for privacy concerns. So what he ended up doing was the video got taken down. He could have filed an appeal. He didn't. What he did was he just edited the video and reposted it. So I'm assuming he removed or covered up some of the personal information, and he reposted it. So if you want to watch that video, and I think it's pretty good, I'm going to link the video to this video. So if you want to check it out, make sure to give Luther a review, because I'm not, it pisses me off when YouTubers like Jeremy, who get their feelings hurt, they go out and start attacking channels. And again, this guy wasn't even talking about his cuck wife. Let's remember, this all came about because the quartering got butthurt that someone was making fun of his wife and their his bull friend, right? And he basically told Kino Casino, stop making fun of my wife, stop talking about the bull, and then we'll be good, right? Well, now this guy's not even talking about that. What he's doing is he's talking about all of the inconsistencies when it comes to Jeremy's coffee brand, and even that gets flagged. So apparently anyone being remotely critical or talking about Jeremy is now getting flagged. Now, I'm a nobody. My videos get a couple thousand views here and there. No one really comes to Doody streams for Jeremy content. But even now, I'm getting worried. I'm getting concerned and worried that maybe my stuff will get flagged. That's why I'm making it a point not to highlight any of these videos. Like, I wanted to do a review of what Kino Casino was saying, but I was worried that if I did that, the quartering will get my channel taken down. So if you notice, what I typically do is I'm talking and showing, Twitters and stuff like that, DMs and messages. I'm not really going into too many videos because I don't want to give this flag YouTube censors. I don't want to give him I don't want to give him an opportunity to flag my channel. So yeah, this all happened over the weekend, by the way. So I'm glad that Luther was actually able to re-edit the video and repost it. Definitely check it out. But I mean, we're over a week into this. It's been a week and a half, and the quartering still refuses to take an accountability. He still refuses to, apologize. He's still flagging content and content creators, anyone he deems doesn't have the right to free speech. And at this point right now, we're kind of at a stalemate. And it seems like if you keep, it seems like Jeremy's stance now is, you know what? I'm not going to back down. I'm just going to ride it out. As forever long as it's going to take, I'm going to ride it out. And he feels like after a couple weeks, there'll be a bigger news story. Something big will happen that'll replace this as, during the drama cycle, and people will move on. Now, he's kind of right there because Kino Casino, sadly, they did take a vacation this week, and that was pre-planned before all this happened. But they haven't been around for a week, so they haven't been to do videos. They haven't done streams on it. They haven't really pushed the issue. I mean, big ups to Worski. I mean, Worski is trying. Worski is putting up the good fight. So big up to Worski. He is putting up the good fight here. He's posting every day. He's giving updates and so on. But I think they get more traction with their live streams, because their last live stream, I think, got like 15,000 live viewers. It was #1 on Kick. Like, it was huge. So I think the live stream will be back. As far as I know, Warski and PPP will be back Wednesday. And they'll probably be talking about this and everyone getting flagged and all that. Oh, by the way, the third update that I have here real quick is not the quartering. Joon the King is actually re-editing his documentary about the quartering. That's right. If you don't know, he was supposed to be releasing it, I think, either in April or May. Well, he's actually paused it, and he has now gotten more footage to address the Kino Casino arc, which I'm assuming will probably be the last segment of the video. So when that comes out, we'll definitely be covering it. And yeah, so let's see. I mean, I know that the quartering respects Joon the King very much, like most people do. So let's hear him, call out Joon the King for being a lying scumbag, right? When he talks about this, it should be really good. I'm hoping he gets into the whole but I hope he does the research and looks at the whole issue with the bull and apparently Jeremy's friend who's a convicted felon or whatever. Hopefully they get into all that and kind of expose everything. So that will be part of the documentary that will be coming out. Yeah, so I mean, he's trying. Big ups to Warski for trying, but again, I think if it was, I mean, I know it's difficult to cancel vacations, especially with family, but I think maybe this would have been one where you and PPP should have punted the vacation and stayed here for the week to kind of hammer it down. I think you guys relentlessly hammering the quartering would have probably brought him to his knees, and he would have apologized and gone back on the nonsense that he was doing. But you kind of gave him a break, brother. You kind of gave him a week's break. But again, I understand you have family. You have to, you have to take a break. I get that. I completely get it. So don't think of it as me shitting on you. I'm just talking about it from a strategic standpoint. Excuse me. It would have been best to maybe cancel the vacation and keep at it with the quartering. Anyway, folks, that is your quartering chronicles for the day. So just to quickly recap, 1, apparently him and Ethan Ralph are going to start warring now. Ethan Ralph got threatened by the quartering. He got threatened. The second thing is Jeremy's still out there flagging channels, and he took down a video that was critical of his coffee brand, right? Say that 3 times fast. And he's probably reported countless other channels. And the third thing is Joon the King is revising his documentary about the quartering to add the whole Kino Casino arc. So that should be really, really good. So, strap in, boys, because I think we're going to get more quartering content on my channel and everyone else's timeline. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.